I had some questions on whether the Kitchen Mama could open some irregular shaped cans like sardines or spam-like cans. So I figured I would do a little update video and just see if it is able to open those. And I also figured, just to be fair, that I would pull the Safety Can Express out of its very early retirement and give it a shot at the same cans. Now, I don't expect it to do any better than it did in the last video, but I'll test it side by side with the Kitchen Mama once again. One thing that I did notice on the Kitchen Mama that I didn't see whenever I was doing the other video is it actually has a magnet built into the bottom right here to catch the lid when you're opening a can, but I found that it didn't really stick to any of the cans that I opened. I don't really have an issue with that because the Kitchen Mama does such a good job at opening the cans. You can really just take the lid and pull it right off. So I guess it would be nice if the lids would stick to that magnet, but the magnet is kind of recessed into there a little bit, and I don't know how strong it is, so that may be why it really has kind of a problem holding on to the lids. But either way, I've been using this exclusively since that video, and I still really like it. So the cans that I have to open are some of the smaller Vienna sausage cans, and these were the smallest cans that I could find at the store. And I don't remember if I opened any small cans on the other video, but either way, we'll give these a shot. And I've got some sardines and some lunch meat cans. And really, other than the sardines and the lunch meat, I couldn't find any other irregular shaped cans that I could use to try to open. All these cans have pull tabs on them, and I don't know if that'll interfere with the opening, but there's only one way to find out. So let me sit the Kitchen Mama to the side for just a minute, and we'll use the notorious Safety Can Express, which is known for mangling up my cans. Okay, it did cut, at least to some degree. So let's see if we can get that lid off. Oh, wow. Now, that came off way better than what I thought it would. It worked much better than in the last video. And also in the last video, it made a lot of little shards of metal, which I was really concerned about and was a reason why I would never use this can opener after seeing how it mangled up those cans. I'm not seeing shards of metal on this one. I'm not saying they're not there, but I don't see any. And like I said, I'm pretty impressed at how easily it actually opened this can. Its performance is much better than last time, at least for now. Okay, let's move that guy out the way and try the Kitchen Mama. Uh-oh. I think something hit the pull tab. So let's try that again. It looks like this little shield-shaped area is hitting the pull tab and causing it to kind of get off track from the rim of the can between the cutter. Okay, I don't know if it went all the way around or not. I don't think it did. And I don't think it cut this can very well. The can is dented, and I don't remember if it was dented before I started to cut or if maybe the can opener did it. I wouldn't think the can opener did it, but I don't remember the lid being bent. And that could be the reason why it's having problems, because I thought this was hitting the pull tab, but I'm not really sure. So I'm going to put this back on again, and I'm going to kind of try to help it along. Okay, Let's see if that cut the lid all the way off. It actually did. A little short of metal right there. I can't really say the Kitchen Mama has let me down because of that, because I think this can may have been dented. But it did open it enough for me to get the product out. It just needed a little help. But if it is the pull tab that's causing an issue, I'm sure that I'll see it on the next couple cans. Next, I'll try sardines. Well, that looked like it cut through it pretty effortlessly, but did it cut through? Let's see. Well, it did somewhat. So it cut through part of the lid really nicely, but it did not cut through all of it, which was the same issue that I had in the last video. So I'll put it in once more and run it around one more time. I was keeping my hand there because I felt like at any point this thing could fall off. Alright, got it cut pretty well. Let's see. See something here? I don't know if that's metal or sardine. Alright, it did a pretty decent job of cutting it all the way through, at least on the second round through the Safety Can Express. There are a couple little burrs on the edge which are probably sharp enough to cut yourself, but as an overall, I think it did pretty good. I don't see any shards of metal like on the cans in the last video. So at this point, it's doing better, but let's give the Kitchen Mama a try on the other can of sardines and see how it does on that. Either the Kitchen Mama has died on me, or it's time for new batteries. Good news, the Kitchen Mama has not died. It just needed new batteries, which it's been a few months since I did that video, and I've used it a fair amount. I mean, it's opened every can that I've had to open, but it hasn't been tremendous use, so I'm a little surprised that the batteries drained that quick. But I think that's a small price to pay for having a really good can opener. So let's try this again. Okay, first time, and it opened it up without any problems. No shards of metal. So I'm now wondering if that one can, if I had problems because the Kitchen Mama was running low on juice. But it opened the sardines without any issues, so it's still number one on my list. Okay, let's try the luncheon meat. It looks like it opened it up, but it did cut it, looks like all the way through in some places, but not enough in all of them. And oddly enough, I thought the pull tab may get in the way of both of these can openers, which apparently it really hasn't. So, standard operating procedure for the Safety Can Express is to run the can through it a second time. All right. So it took a little work, but it did open the can after a couple tries. I don't see the shards of metal, at least not on the lid. And I don't see any around the rim of the luncheon meat. So once again, it worked. It just did not work quite as efficiently as I think most people would hope for. All right, Kitchen Mama on the luncheon meat. Did I? I think I might have stopped it a little too early. I don't know. I thought it had went all the way around. I actually don't think it cut this part right here. So let me put it back on. It actually looks like the Kitchen Mama mangled up this can, Safety Can Express style, right here. I don't really know. I really don't know what happened with this corner of the can. It seemed to go through the rest of it pretty easily. So it may be the first real Kitchen Mama fail. I don't count the other cans so much because I think there was an issue either with the dented can or the batteries. Probably the batteries, because in the last video I did have some cans that I purposely dented and it didn't really seem to be any issue. So let me try to give the Kitchen Mama one more shot on this can. It seems these curves may be just a little bit more than the Kitchen Mama can handle, because if you look at the sardine cans, the curves on the lid aren't quite so tight as on the luncheon meat. Now, I won't say that this really changes my opinion of the Kitchen Mama, and I really don't typically open cans with pull tabs with a can opener unless maybe the tabs break off or something like that. But I still like it because she has performed flawlessly on most everything that I tried it on. So let's see if the Safety Can Express can pick up where the Kitchen Mama left off, even though this can is a little bit mangled. Now, I did see a little shard of metal kind of shoot out. You'll never be able to see that on my finger, but it did. And I really can't fault the Safety Can Express necessarily in this instance because the can was already kind of messed up. But I don't think at this point I'm going to be getting this can open. So I guess the takeaway here is that the Safety Can Express performed much better than last time, and the Kitchen Mama had a little bit of a shortcoming with these more irregular shaped cans. And the real tight corners of these luncheon meat cans just didn't lend themselves very well to the style of can opener that the Kitchen Mama is. But if I had to choose just one of these can openers, which quite honestly I already have, it's still the Kitchen Mama, because other than that failure, it's worked very well. Whenever all else fails, you can always get one of the old military style can openers and use it, because it'll open just about any can out there. So that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.